After a 6-year pandemic-enforced absence, the World Cocoa Conference is set for a memorable return this coming weekend in Brussels in Belgium. So we go behind the scenes with the Executive Director of the ICCO, Michel Arrion, to gain the lowdown on the show, which will explore a number of key themes based around the topic of increasing farmer income, which will look at how industry can work together with civil society and governments to help forge a truly sustainable future for the sector. ICCO is just over 50 years old now. So what do you enjoy about leading the organisation, and how important is its role within the sector?
Well, I think we really have a role to play. We have been too much focusing on statistics and data. I think that now we should, which I believe is of key importance. I think our added value as an organization and as our secretariat is certainly to bring transparency into the market with facts and figures. But the other thing is to offer a platform of cooperation and policy dialogue between producers and consumers. And that's absolutely key. I really believe that one should avoid all kinds of confrontations between countries and the two sides of the. We are all on the same boat, and I think that we can, on this boat, the ICCO can offer this place where people are discussing. I don't like to be compared with the OPEP of cacao. You know, the OPEP being an organization of producers only imposing some price. No, it's not. It's not the point. We need producers and consumers talking to each other in a frank, sincere, and open manner. And finally, we are an intergovernmental organization. Our members are governments, but those who are making the price are the private sector. So we always have to find a way to integrate the industry, the brands, all private sector stakeholders into the discussion.
And just coming back onto the Cocoa Conference itself in Brussels. So it's, as you were saying earlier, it's been 6 years since its last stage. How excited are you about the prospect of bringing it back again after all this time?
Yeah, well, I'm quite excited by at least two things. I see a lot of buying in from the host country, from Belgium. So I'm happy to report that the Queen of the Belgians will be opening the conference, and the Queen will be accompanied by either the Prime Minister or the Foreign Minister. So it's high-level representation. Also from the EU, we have the confirmation from the presence of the Vice President of the Commission and other commissioners. We will have also high-level representative of the producing country, not only the usual cocoa marketing boards or equivalent, but also some ministerial level representatives, not only from Africa, but also from Latin America. So I'm quite excited to see the level of buy-in from the official representatives. I'm also very excited by the main team, as I introduced in the beginning of our conversation. The team will really be addressing this question of how to achieve a living income through and how to achieve sustainability through higher prices, paying more or paying better. And all panels, we will have 12 panels, plus one or two in plenary, one in the opening session, one in the closing session. But we will have 12 panel, more technical, where we discuss all themes related to the three main chapters of the International Cocoa Agreement, you know, sustainable cocoa, market development, and functioning of markets and governance. And all those panels will really have to be linked to this discussion on living income. So I think we have put together a very focused program. It's not.
I see. So obviously there are clearly lots of factors, environmental, financial, and social elements to it all. But how hopeful are you that this situation will settle somehow, and that farming will be sustainable in the medium and long term? And how can the International Cocoa Organization assist?
Well, we as Secretariat of ICCO, of course, we can just produce facts and figures, we can produce statistics, we can produce economic analysis, and we can also I see my role also as an advocate, developing some advocacy to promote some global elements of the best possible cocoa policies, with some limitations, because I think that the problems, the issues that cocoa is currently facing are of a general nature and are not specific to cocoa. So we need not only the cocoa boards, the cocoa marketing board, or the ministries of trade or agriculture addressing specific issues of cocoa, but there are many more things related to economic infrastructure, availability of inputs, communications and infrastructure. I mean, a lot of things that go well beyond the cocoa issue. Well, if you take the issues one by one, climate change, disease, aging, and first and foremost, I think the attractivity of the farm gate price. Of course, you have to differentiate the different margins of maneuver that the governments have at their disposal. Against climate change, there is not much to do, but adaptation and mitigation. We all know that you cannot fight back climate change. You will have to adapt and to mitigate the effects. But I think we can combine that with the idea of replacing the trees. I mean, having a good management of the population of trees is certainly something that is feasible, but for that you need money, because the farmers are so poor that you need some intervention of the state, or possibly from private companies. That's something I would like to mention. I think it's a shared responsibility of the governments, but also of the industry, to contribute to finding solutions to the financing of the cocoa production. So the investment, but also the price. We are seeing today ballistic prices in New York and London. We can come back to that issue, but I see few benefits for the farmers. We know why, because it's about forward sales. So the system is based upon the fact that you are, I mean, in particular in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, they are selling in forward with a long-term sales, etc. So you do not emit, which is a good in terms of protection against the fall of, in the cases where prices are falling. So you guarantee the price. But in cases where prices are going up, of course, you are losing a lot. So we have to find a more flexible solution, I believe.